But it was a great year nonetheless. Just kind of just talk about the year.
Talk about the year.
Yeah, just talk about the season as a whole.
Everybody keeps telling me that it was a really good year. It just didn't end the way we wanted it to. If you think about anybody that's in the national tournament, only one team's going to end the season with a win. So everybody loses eventually. Our day was yesterday. UC San Diego is a fantastic team. It shows me that we have some work to do in our region, because if we won our region this year and then we play against them, they're better than us. I don't know about 5-0 better, because a couple of our kids looked fatigued maybe, or just kind of done maybe. That might be the fact that I don't sub enough maybe. Leading up to that game, we had been through too many emotional games, and maybe we were just kind of done. But it didn't have to be 5, but they were very, very good. You mentioned the year. Everybody keeps telling me that it's a good year, and I guess if you win a regional championship, it's supposed to be a fantastic year. But I guess it just takes a while for me to get over yesterday to really examine that. But we did win a regional championship. We did win a Lone Star Conference regular season championship. Broke some program records as far as undefeated streak. Broke some individual records with some saves from Courtney. Overall, good.
So playing a team like that kind of shows you where your weak spots are. Where do you think those are, and what do you think you can work on going into next year?
Well, that team made us look like we were weak everywhere, except for in goal. But you're exactly right. Every time you reach a new level, you see a new level, and now I've seen it, and now all the returners have seen it. So we now know that just winning a bunch of conference games isn't really what we're after. So hopefully we can do that again, and we can learn, and we can get better. And the next time we get onto the stage, hoping that we do get back onto the stage, we can have a better showing than what we did yesterday.
And also talk about Courtney a little bit. Obviously, 5 goals isn't the best, but she had some incredible saves regardless yesterday.
If Blondie didn't make some of the saves that she made, it would have been worse than 5, yes. There's really my feelings for Court and what she's done for our women's soccer program are kind of hard to put into words. I told you guys once before, she came in 2015 and became a solid goalkeeper when she was seeing 20 shots a game like she did yesterday, and she made a ton of saves over her career here, and she helped us get better each and every year. And as we improved all the field players in front of her over the past 4 years, then you finally see what we saw this year. But what a good goalkeeper, and what a good kid. We got a kid coming to us from El Paso next year. Her name's Natasha. So hopefully she can jump right in there and fill Courtney's shoes, or make her own legacy, for lack of a better word. But I don't know how you're going to match Courtney's.
Talk about some of the players that are going to come back next year. Just the developments maybe they can make over the off season, or just kind of just talk about the different players that might be coming back.
Well, we graduate Courtney. We just talked about her, our goalkeeper. We have 2 new goalkeepers coming to us next year, and hopefully a 3rd. So as we figure that out next year, I don't know if any of them can match what we've seen Courtney do this year, but that's the goal, right? So hopefully one of them can step up and do something like that. And we graduate Khadidra Debisset. She's one of the twins that plays in midfield. So we have a lot of central midfield strength on our team. In fact, I've even made some outside backs and some front players out of central midfield personalities this year. So we're trying to recruit more central midfield players. And if we don't do that, I'll just move some of the other kids into central midfield and find a different outside back. So I don't think we're going to be any weaker than we were this year. Hopefully even stronger. Does that mean we can repeat what we did? I'm not exactly sure, because it sure is audacious to say in November that we're going to do what we just did next year in 2019. But we definitely have the talent to do that, and we're going to have to figure out what we just talked about. We're going to learn from what we just did, and we have to figure out how to actually win a postseason game. Because part of my struggle to say that this has been really, really good is we didn't win anything in the postseason. We played a Lone Star Conference semifinal against Eastern New Mexico, and we lost. And then somehow we hold on to our 2 seed. So we make the NCAA tournament as a 2 seed, and so we have a bye the first round. And then we played Colorado Springs, and we tied them. We just scored more penalties than they did. And then we played Dallas Baptist for a regional championship, and then we tied them. We just scored more penalties than they did, and then we got rocked yesterday. So I would love for our team to learn how to not only get into the postseason, but actually win some postseason games. So we're going to try to do that next year.
One of the things that we noticed over on the sideline yesterday is that through each round, like, the players on the other teams, it seemed, got bigger, and it just seemed that y'all were outmatched size-wise. Was that something that you would, like, think about going into recruiting in the future?
Well, we're smaller than almost every one of our opponents. And size is not a high priority when it comes to recruiting soccer players for myself and my assistant. His name's Kevin. The ability to play and the ability to move are a higher priority than size. So on the days that doesn't pay off are days like yesterday when we didn't move. We didn't move like we really, really wanted to win that game. So I don't know if that's really going to change. It is a weakness sometimes that we're smaller than our opponents. But I don't think that just yesterday is going to have us change the style of player that we're looking for and the style that we want to play.